We're looking at changing a photograph in Lightroom to a black and white photograph. So to do this, what we're going to do, it's very simple, is just to go to the development module. Once we're in develop, we're going to come over here to the basic panel. Under the basic panel is black and white. So all you have to do is click black and white. Now, along with this black and white option here, I can always come in here and make other changes to the exposure. I can adjust any of the basic changes here. I can add some more contrast, which is probably needed for this particular image. I can also adjust the highlights and the shadows. So just make those changes that you feel are necessary for your image to look really good. A lot of times I'll find that I'll need to pump my whites up in here, just to be able to get a little bit better imagery, and also and just to create a little bit more contrast here. Pull these blacks down just a bit too. I can also work with texture, clarity, and dehaze to actually make my image much better. Lastly, I just want to come down here to black and white. Now this is generally when this is in color, so let's just go back up here and look at color quick. If we're in the color mode here, and we come down here to this, the color, it is actually the color mixer. When we change this over, it's going to say black and white instead of color mixer. So let's change it back over to black and white. We'll come down here to the color mixer. Now the cool thing about the color mixer is that we know that the color of the panel here originally, if we look at the panel that is back here, it's blue, this bright cyan blue. We've also got a green panel up here and some green over here, this orange over here, and we've got another blue. We've got more blues over here. We can work with these blues and greens and oranges within the black and white mode here, so that we can make those change or the colors whatever changes we want. So we could grab the red slider and pull up or pull down, and we're going to see changes to the barrel over there and also to the bricks. Those aren't really what I want to change in here, but I just wanted to note that that would be the reds. The greens, especially up here in this area here, with just above the awning, just above the mural there. If we pull up or pull down, you're going to see some changes, but they're really not pulling up and down in the greens. To actually grab a hold of that green, it's also in the blue it's mostly in the blues really. We're going to click on this little icon right here, and this is to adjust by dragging. So we can actually grab a color this way. So I'm going to click this, come over to my image, and you'll see how it stays that, and I want to find that color. So I need to find a good place with just that solid color in it. This is where that color was, and if I drag down, I can darken that color, or if I drag up, I can brighten that color. Now I kind of like it brighter. It actually is creating a much more contrasty part of the, it's creating this nice contrast between the bricks and the windows, the bricks, the windows, and this dark awning here. I like that this blue is really bright here. If I wanted to brighten it or darken it up a little bit, that blue that was in the actual mural, I could then pull down, that's going to darken, or I could pull up and go a lot lighter. So I can work with this until I get it to just the way I want it to look, and I'm going to go with it just down a little bit. I'm going to darken it down just a slight bit here, just to make it feel like the figure is coming out a little bit more from the frame of the actual image. And then again, I could also choose this blue over here and work with it. Again, these blues are still in the same spectrum as the blues in the sign there, so that's why we're getting both changing at the same time. So I'm going to set that to right about there, and I have this nice gray here. You can see right here, this is where these colors have been changed in the over here in this panel under black and white. We can see where the changes have been made. So again, if I grab this tool and I come over and I hover over a specific color, and I drag on that color, and for some reason I let go of the selector there. There we go. We're going to pull down. You can see that blue slider just moving up and down on the scale here as I adjust the color through the direct or the adjustment tool right here in this image or in Lightroom. So this is going to allow me to change that. I could also grab the blue slider and pull the slider up or down, and that's also going to affect it. Like I said, I went a little bit past where it was originally. Negative 18 really works nicely here, making that face again pull out really well from this. Then I would the next thing I would do is take this into Photoshop, do some editing to it, and that's what I'm asking you to do for your project. So that's one of the first steps is to choose an image, turn it into black and white through Lightroom, and then take this into Photoshop and make more further changes to it using some of the techniques that I've taught in class. Alrighty, and I'll go on to show you how to create a black and white photograph in Photoshop.